Scott Strickland. So there has been rumored that he has been hot topic for Texas A&M to be their AD. I'm going to read a quote and pass it to Allie because Allie had a video about it today. I'm going to let her go out on that. But here is his quote from Nick De La Torre on 3. It says, the University of Florida is the best job in the country for college athletics. Strickland told Gators Online, it's the best location. It's the best school. We've got an awesome fan base. I love being a Gator, and I have no interest in working somewhere else at this time. Very interesting wording there, at this time. Guy knows what he's doing. So it didn't really shut anything down, but it definitely silenced the rumors for now. But Allie, I'll pass it over to you because you did discuss it today on the rumor mill of him possibly headed over to A&M. And it got Gator Nation pretty excited, but tell us why we shouldn't maybe not be so excited.
Oh, well, here's the reality. It's message board rumors, right? Social media rumblings. Supposedly some of the people that it came from are somewhat connected or, are generally right on the things that they choose to share, but it's still no more than a message board rumor at this exact moment. I did a video on it because, there's some pros and cons to this. And we've talked about multiple times, all both on the air and also privately, about the just kind of the pervasive I guess I don't rumors not necessarily the right word, but like the Florida fan base feels that Florida's UAA has not fully embraced NIL. Now, do we know for a 100% fact that that's not true? We don't, but we also don't publicly see the support for it that we do see from other universities. So it leads us to come to that conclusion. So if Scott Strickland makes the jump to Texas A&M and we bring in a brand new athletic director with potentially new ideas and new opinions on NIL, we're going to have the opportunity to test that theory, right? To be able to see, is Napier being held back by an athletic director that isn't willing to keep up with the times in reference to NIL? And that would be an interesting thing to see. I think the con, at the very least for Napier, is that the seat gets hotter with a new athletic director. He
Mm.
has no loyalty to the coach that he's coming in with, right? And lots of athletic directors like to create their own staff, make their own hires for their coaches because ultimately they're going to live and die by the successes of those coaches. So there's a chance that he's looking for a reason to get rid of Napier. So, kind of a double-edged sword there. Napier could have more NIL leniency, could have more NIL support, but he also could have a shorter rope. So there is pros and cons to this situation, for sure. And for Texas A&M, they're looking at it and they're like, okay, Florida was 5th last year with the President's Cup. They have a top 5 all-around athletic program. Look at this baseball complex. Look at this standalone football facility. He's brought in a lacrosse program. You can look at the fundraising he's done for the issues that are important to him, the buildings that he has built, and I could see why from the outside that would be incredibly attractive to another, big time program.
So, and you kind of mentioned too, again, on paper, he looks like a fantastic AD because across the board, we're doing a great job. So, are, if it were to happen,
Right.
are you pro Strickland to A&M because you want to see a new touch to what's happening?
Yeah, I feel it feels very stale at the moment. I
Okay.
feel like we're kind of stagnant, and maybe it's not Strickland, right? Maybe it's not, but I'm willing to shake something up to see what it could be. And I don't love the idea of 2 years and out for a football coach. I do think that programs take time. I know we're in a what have you done for me lately phase of college football, and there are other programs that have turned it around very quickly. But I would love for Napier to have the 4-ish years that he was promised, but he's got to have the tools and resources to fully lay out and execute his plan. And if there's anybody holding back his ability to do so, I would love for them to take a job at Texas A&M.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm fully on board for him to take the job at Texas A&M. Just fully on board, fully on
It,
board.
like I said, it is interesting. Again, it's a little bit of a rumor mill. Message boards get a little spicy. The fact that Nick Del Toro chose to go in and get this interview shows that there probably was a little more heat than it just being a message board drama news. Again, going back to his quote, it is a very like an interesting quote. It's a very my opinion a politically well answered quote.
Time And then he's going to be able to say, in 2 days, if it wasn't at this time, now's a new time.
Yeah, and again, like all these things, University of Florida is the best job in the country for college athletics. Not like you're not defending it, right? It's the best. It's the best location. Sure, it's the best school we've got. It's the best school. We've got an awesome fan base, and I love being a Gator. Like nothing like I never want to be elsewhere. Also, too, I mean, look, that's not him saying he's not going to take the job because you always have to kind of keep your door open to go elsewhere. So that's kind of a thought process as well too. So we'll see. It's an interesting one. A&M has it's weird what's going on with this A&M thing. Like this thing is that they're going after our players, our coaches, our AD. Like either we have no clue what we're doing with these people, and A&M's like, hey, they're idiots, or A&M is just dumb. I don't know which one it is yet. We'll find out probably in a year or so though on how this thing is rolling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
It's
and,
gonna
and and look, like somewhere else at this time. Okay. Like Scott is very, very like scripted with his answers. Like you always get like a very scripted answer. But like this one's very scripted as well. But like when you read that last line, makes you think a little bit.